Hello there, everyone. This is I am Mark III, and welcome back to FTD ToBA. That one, boaty adventure, as we prepare for general activity and movement. Yes, we have got some work cut out for us today because there is still several things on the docket that need to be dealt with. It's not like I've been trying to do these things for ages. Oh, no, no, no. I mean, why would that happen? No. Anyway, number one, rebuild and supply the laser core and all that jazz for the defensive lasers. So get those working. You know, we've not got that as we slowly cruise towards our enemy. Number two, finish building the prototype forward cannon, which is likely going to require remounting or outright removing the forward barrage cannon as well. So that's two things. Number three, this is an answer to a response to last time, unfortunately, and that the question that put to me in last episode is kind of correct, and I'd forgotten. Unfortunately, traces only affect the accuracy of the barrels actually shooting them, as in this thing is only making itself super accurate, but it's not affecting anything else. As we continue to just deluge that craft and try to destroy it. So, yeah, so we've got a bunch of building projects that need to be worked on. And as a general plan, I kind of want to gather some resources and then move on from this zone, because I suspect we might have a bit of an issue with... I mean, look at how many gates there are around the place, you know? There are so very many gates. So that is a general thing, which we might be advised to do. As in, move on. And then, lastly, I don't know, maybe work on an EMP weapon. I've got some thoughts on that. But we do kind of need something to deal with heavy shielding and such. Oh, the enemy's dead? What a shame. Let's turn this way. So yeah, we really do need some kind of anti-shield weapon, which we really do lack right now. Since we've got... the barrage cannons fire anti-armor shells. The main cannons fire high-X, just like nonsense, hello enemy go boom kind of shells, as well as smoke shells for anti-laser work. But there's a whole bunch of things. Also, while I think about it, actually, hang on. Let's actually grab a hold of my ship, at least for the moment. Wait. We never did this, did we? We never really reoriented this thing to check it. Because I remember this was a thing sometimes before. Ah, yeah, we don't actually have a range limiter on that. So it can actually turn around and shoot at our tower if it so chooses. We need to fix that. Yes. What's 150 look like? No. What about a 130? That looks fairly good. Let's make it a 140 degree, and that should help in general, I think. Just keep it from trying to blow up the central tower system, you know, because that might be a good idea. Oh well, at least it's found something fun to try and play with, you know? Anyway, let's get on with this and start doing all the things. Yes, at least you found something to play with, haven't you? Good, primary cannon. Have a cookie. Oh, the muzzle blast on those things. There is something nearby, relatively close. So I'm just turning around to try and get to this resource field to do something about it. And I'm having another thought, which is... maybe it is time to actually strip out the high-energy particle cannon. That would give me a lot of resources, actually. Stripping that out. And let's be honest, when was the last time I even fired that thing? I mean, it just sits there as a just-in-case kind of thing, but I've never given the AI control of it. It's for me only. And if I strip that out, it would actually help improve the profile of the ship. And let me try to, you know, let me refit the front of the ship a bit more easily. Also, I'm a bit paranoid about it these days because, you know, it's only got 2 layers of metal armor around it. So I'm thinking I want to take that out. But yes, I've boosted the anti-air cores. They've got a bit more storage on them, and they were 3k per core, so that's 6k total. Now it's 8k total on all that. But I really do think it's time that I do that first. So I think getting some small anti-aircraft laser turrets is probably my priority right now. And I've just kind of turned around to let my ship quite happily shell the things. Since, you know, it's quite happy to do so with its range configured. On the bright side, I don't seem to be having the accuracy issues that I was finding in the last few episodes. It was just a matter of range. Also, shielding might be a good idea as well. Oh, well, that wasn't worth it. The resource stone's already gone. Oh well. Right, let's get started on a laser turret. Oh boy, we've got incoming laser fire. We're taking fire. Ah. I was just about to start showing off my current new system. But it seems that, like, the enemy's got similar ideas, and they're actually trying to move in with lasers. Something wicked this way comes. The problem is I'm not really geared for laser defense and stuff like that. So what even is that? Showing off my laser can wait. What have we got facing us? Well, right now we're taking shots at a ransack, actually. And the laser craft is a Volta, of all things. Isn't that the really basic one? Well, it's decided we're a priority target, apparently. So... Oh, it's one of those guys. Pretty quick. Pretty powerful laser. Well, this is going to be interesting. And here's me without any kind of shielding, so I'm just going to absorb the laser with my armor plating, effectively. On the bright side, I'm not likely to get killed. On the downside, I don't have any particular defense until my smoke shells start hitting the Volta directly, because that's my defense. I can weaken lasers from something that's kind of slow moving, but I can't really do much to them the rest of the time. So the smoke shells are not. The smoke shells are designed to help, but they're not by themselves going to be an adequate solution, are they? Not really. Oh, there's something coming. Oh. Yeah, I think that ransack is a little bit damaged. This is always the way, isn't it, when you're in adventure mode? It's like, yeah, maybe it really is time for me to leave this basic difficulty zone. The more I think about it, the more I kind of want to do it, because part of the point of an adventure mode is to just get deeper and deeper, isn't it? And you can't just sit here perfecting your craft, because it's just not going to do the job eventually. Yes, I think the ransack is almost dead. Yes. Well, the ransack's not almost dead, it's just kind of getting pummeled. Like, a lot. So many shells coming in. You know, I think the ransack's been completely and utterly pummeled at this point. All it needs now is just to deal with that flipping Volta. The ransack's not even able to shoot back, I don't think. I don't think it's got torpedoes, so no. Okay, I'm going to have to call an executive override kind of thing here. And say... Let's turn this way a little bit. Maybe I could stand to have some more detection systems, let's be honest here. Is that the Volta going up? Yeah, Volta... Sorry, not the Volta, that was the ransack. The ransack's gone. The Volta is still pummeling me, pretty thoroughly, actually. But my weaponry is still trying to shoot that, so... Everything target the darn Volta. That's actually the priority target. Because we're really close, but it's been firing constantly, so it's actually probably lost a lot of energy. Yeah, I'm not going to let you get away with this, you know, Volta. You're quite happily trying to burn me alive, but my ship is still bigger than yours. I don't have any good defenses against you, but I am not helpless. As you just witnessed. One salvo. Okay, anyway, back to what I was doing. Now that pest is dealt with. This is my prototype laser. Gaze upon it and weep, all ye unworthy. Well, not really. It's just to test the laser setup. Like it's gone into a double, a horizontal, and then it's gone straight into a vertical. So the question is, will it be able to maintain the beam and fire? And the answer is yes. Okay. So it's going fine without a transceiver on the intervening turrets. So in theory, that means I should be able to get a wood block here. Yep. No, wait, hang on. Right. What I need to do is I need to strip off that piece. Then I'll put a block in for one last checking test. And we'll see if we need a transceiver if there's any kind of gap. I don't think we do. We need a transceiver, I suspect, when we need to change direction. As in, if I was to put this additional turret mounting somewhere else. So, energy transceiver, transceiver, yep. Put that there. Then a combiner. Just make sure it's pointing the right way. Group 4. And group 4, because apparently that's the weapon group I'm not assigned to anything for... I don't know why. Probably because I was waiting on the anti-air lasers, to be quite honest. Okay. And then we can try this again with this and see if it maintains it. Because that's all connected. It's turning and... Okay, that is actually all corrected, even if I angle it out of the thing. So it depends on the base resting state of the turrets for if it connects or not. Because that's actually working. Okay, now I know the basic theory behind my lasers. So, I can get on with what I was doing. Which is lasers. Here we go. This is getting a bit laggy, actually. I think this... We might... Well, I think we've been pushing how many circles and things we have in this map for quite some time. But, as you can see, we now have a thing. We've got a laser turret of sorts. Nothing fancy, it's not going to be very big, but it's actually got the same barrel size, same length, same accuracy rating as the existing, well, previous ones that were never completely finished. And instead we've got this little double turret design instead, so we've got double the lasers on it. We've of course got some wavefronts to make sure that lasers get through if there's some defenses. And it's actually pretty flexible right now, so as you can see, the top of it hinges up and down. It can angle straight up if it needs to. And it can just go zap like that. Though admittedly it will be a Q4 pulsar, not actually a beam, but the beam was just the entire connection test to make sure it was all working okay. I also deliberately didn't make an asymmetrical design because, you know, this thing is going to be mounted in a couple of different spots, so yeah. It's just going to sit there, turn around, and make aircraft's lives uncomfortable, shall we say. Whoa. Apparently there was a nuclear suicider over that way. Huh. Well, a keyword there, was. But yeah, that is the laser turret, so all that's left really now is to get this turret moved out, saved, and put it into place on my laser mounts and configured. So yeah, we've actually got progress. We've got a laser turret. Wow. I can't believe it took me this long to do something like this. It's like... I mean, look at it. It's not like it's a big and complex beast. It'll do the job, but still. It shouldn't have taken this long to build something like this. It really shouldn't have. Then again, I did in my defense, it did kind of get distracting quite a lot. I suppose another advantage of the new turret is it's actually a lot easier to mount than the previous one, because the previous one is, again, the whole cheaty thing. Well, not cheaty per se, it's just it was geared around the fact that you couldn't actually build turrets onto turrets, so it was kind of meant to bypass that. Not too bad, but still, it was rather a headache, let's put it that way. Whereas the current one, all it needs really is a 5x5 spot to ensure full unfettered rotation. Then you can put a weapon controller underneath it. So this thing, it's a compact turret, so it requires a hull-mounted weapon controller. And then after that, you just plug it into the laser source. So, you know, not too bad. And of course, another advantage is that the previous turrets were all built with that kind of mounting shape in mind, because the previous turret was about the same size. It's kind of why I stuck to making it really small. There we go, so that's one. Okay, and then there's space for the second one just to be slotted in to here. Just leave a little bit of a gap, like that. And that's kind of how it'll look with the new anti-aircraft laser turrets. All that's left now, of course, is to add AIs. Sorry, not AIs, weapon controllers. I'm just going to limit these words. I'm just going to limit these things to 1 kilometer range, and basically they're going to zap any aircraft that gets within that range, and do a general nasty thing of it. Because we've got those 2 cores at the back there rigged up, ready to feed them. So yeah, as I said, all that's left really is just to hook them up. So let's see, local web controller, and put it there. And that will control the entire weapon system. Not too shabby, really. Well, I suppose it is time, isn't it? Time for that big particle cannon to say bye-bye. Honestly, I'm not using it, and the tower kind of needs to be operating by AI at this point anyway, so it's not specifically super needed. So we're just going to put in a transceiver in the middle of the turret assembly, which is going to cause nasty things for it anyway, you know. Just needs to be a connector there, yes indeed, and then a transceiver behind it to receive the signal. And then we'll go down and we'll actually get rid of this particular thing here. So, yep, there's some remains of an attempt to previously control it by AI, but I just want it gone at this point, so it's thinking about it, and click. Goodbye. And notice, by the way, that just gave me a whopping about 40,000 resources there, which is rather a lot to have on an expensive cannon system, which is protected by actually 1 meter armor plate, so it's not very well protected at all. And the laser transceiver comes through to here actually. That's not too bad at all, is it? If I just mount it like so, then we'll actually have laser connection to the side guns already. That's jolly good. And then to get at the vertical system, we just need to have it coming up through the AI core actually. Just need to turn it around. Then I think it's just going to be a case of connector assembly, actually. Like so. And then we can just channel it down straight through here. So yeah, there'll be a laser beam coming straight through the middle of the AI core. Such a shame, isn't it? Oh well. The AI core gets a pretty laser. Ah. Just need to make sure that it all connects up properly. And there we go. We have lasers, ladies and gents. Lots and lots of lasers. Well, actually it's like 8 barrels, really, but all that's left is to get them keyed. But also Q switches would be nice as well. No, that looks kind of nasty. It's like, hello, zap. Maybe I should leave it like this as a beam laser. It depends on how much charge it's depleting. Flipping heck. How much charge are you depleting? I mean, we're fine quite a bit, actually. Multipurpose laser, where are you? You are there. Oh, well, right. Yeah, you deplete pretty rapidly. You just don't have enough storage, and you need more. You need the Q switches just for efficiency. So that would be good if it was actually doing any kind of damage, which it is not. On the bright side, though, anti-aircraft lasers. Yay! Progress. Okay, that should about do it for that. All right. We now have individually customized turret things to try and stop them. They've, of course, also got fire safety on them, so that should help as well. But we now have these. If you get too close, these guys will start pulsing a lot of energy your way. It's like, oh, you want to get too close to me? Well, here, have surprise massive amounts of lasers. Ha 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 ha. So yeah, these things will dump a lot of energy out in a hurry into any kind of aircraft that tries to wander too close. I also took the liberty of actually installing an additional laser core. However, this is the laser core for the AMS system back here, not the laser core for the not an additional laser core to support the anti-aircraft lasers. That's the one down here, which has been extended for increased energy storage and additional penetration power by extending the citadel of the ship a little bit. The entire ship does need to expand a bit, but, you know. But I wanted to show this to you before I start to button it up completely, which is what I'm doing now, just starting to install the metal deck plating beneath, well, rather between the laser cores, shall we say. There's a transceiver beneath this one just here. And of course, this is all rigged to allow us to install pristine and perfectly presentable wooden flooring as well. Actually, no, this is not quite right. I want the downslope so we've got access to the pumps. Like that. So this is very much a crew service space more than anything else. Just need to turn it that way. But the fact it's a crew service space does not mean that it should be without that. You know, let's add a little bit of extra piercing to the ammunition defense lasers. So there we go. Nicely recessed in the floor. This one down here does need its floor as well, so shall we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and install the floor here. I think. Kind of slightly confused actually by the fact that I didn't, but if we do it like that, then there's still space to get through, so yep, I guess this is what I was planning to do. Because of course we've got to have all crew accessible spaces decked out with perfectly fine and scrumptious looking wooden floor. This is a ship of luxury, I say. Yes, a ship of luxury. Though we'll add some metal plating to the sides as well, just to reinforce the side armor a tiny bit. So yeah, we can hop down here. There will be a wall separating this from the central stairwell as well. But the laser cores are, for the most part, in place for now. There is, of course, space for adding more cores later, but hey, we've got things. I'm quite proud of progress. Of course, the anti-munition laser core does require munition emitters and detectors around the ship, but that is also a separate project. We've still got about 5 minutes left in terms of episode time, roughly. So I think I want to use that time to actually finish up on the primary cannon prototype, because it still needs its armor plating after all. It still needs protection and work. So, let's keep on going. Well, as much as I hate to say it, this is as far as I have got. I've run out of time for this one. As always, when I start to sculpt the hull, it takes a bit of time and it runs away from me. Meaning that the rear cap of this particular main cannon is not quite there, not quite yet. However, that is a relatively simple fix, so I can easily do that at the start of next episode. Right now, however, I have gone underneath, I have rounded out and finished the underside of the primary apparatus. The armor plating continues along the underside of the primary cannon as it was originally intended, and it goes back as far as here where the angles are for the entire machine to rotate. Since the entire apparatus rotates on this point here. The mounting turret is also rounded out and up-armoured, so it's now much more durable and much heavier, while still maintaining the all-important ability to angle up to 45 degrees and point in a general direction to murder my enemies. Though admittedly it can't quite get there, but hey, it still works. Yes. So the primary cannon is all but done. All it needs now is a rear cap, as I said, on the back. But unfortunately, as I said, also, I have to end it there. We've made some progress this time, though. We've got laser cores, we've got anti-aircraft lasers, finally, after like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 episodes, I'm not entirely sure at this point. And the primary cannon will be guaranteed finished next time and properly installed. This has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And I will catch you all some other time. Yes, indeed. See you all later. And I really do think that I need to leave this zone because the number of portal circles is just getting ridiculous at this point. They're all over the darn place.